Hey tubers, it's Portboys live from, well, obviously a Federation starship. I thought I would switch things up a bit today by leaking some information on the new Star Trek series, which was supposed to debut in January, but was delayed until this upcoming September. And since I'm not currently on Earth, I figured it was as good a time as any to gossip about every alien's favorite show. Star Trek Discovery is the first Star Trek TV series in over 15 years, so what we know so far, basically the show's been delayed a couple of times. It was supposed to start in January, then it was May, now it's September, so there's been several issues. Star Trek Discovery, which is finally set to debut in September, has a lot riding on it. As the latest edition of a 50-year-old science fiction franchise, the highly anticipated project marks CBS's first return to the legendary cultural touchstone in, again, over 15 years. The last Star Trek series to hit the airwaves, of course, was 2001's Star Trek Enterprise, but so far Discovery has shown different signs of perhaps being a more crafted, thought-out prequel in spite of the numerous production delays. The show is executive produced by Brian Fuller, who also served as its original showrunner, though Fuller ultimately stepped down from the showrunning duties to focus on his recent Starz series American Gods. He contributed numerous narrative and production elements to Discovery, including writing its opening episode. Fuller's departure may be what spurred the series' two major scheduling delays. Discovery was first announced way back in November of 2015 and was originally supposed to lift off again in January, then was delayed until May, and then it was delayed again until this September. So the series' new showrunners Aaron Harbert and Gretchen Berg from Roswell claim their crew's care for the show's world building and painstaking visual detail is primarily responsible. We'll find out if their efforts pay off when Discovery premieres on Sunday, September 24th, but until then, here's everything we know about the series so far. Discovery will ultimately air exclusively on CBS's streaming service, CBS All Access. However, the hour-long series premiere will air on the TV network as well after the season 50 premiere of 60 Minutes. Discovery's 15-episode first season will be split into two parts, with the first 8 episodes concluding with a mid-season finale on Sunday, November 5th. The remaining 7 episodes will air beginning January of 2018, or so they claim. CBS All Access will air a companion after-show to Discovery called Talking Trek. Discovery is a prequel that most likely deals with a major moment in Star Trek history, the brokering of uneasy peace between the Federation and the Klingons. So part of the series is a complete redesign of the Klingon characters, which nobody can really understand at this point. I think this is also part of the delay. There's been several things with, just changing the characters, and the ship design was quite unusual. Star Trek Discovery is at 10 years before the original Star Trek series, with Jim Kirk, which makes it the latter of the franchise's 2 prequel series. The other prequel, of course, Star Trek Enterprise, is set significantly earlier, a century before Kirk's Enterprise. So the trailer, which was released in May, introduced a protagonist, but also revealed a young Spock and his father Sarek, along with more Vulcans, Romulans, and a Klingon funeral ceremony, and a group of battle-ready Klingons. It was the conflict between the Klingons that drew the most attention, and for good reason. Prior to the trailer's release, Fuller had hinted that Discovery could revolve around a commonly discussed event in Star Trek history, an event in history of Starfleet that has been talked about in the previous Star Trek series but never fully explored. So that's been teased, which obviously would be, I'm assuming, the Khitomer Accords, or rather the forming of the alliance between the Federation and the Klingons. Many fans seem to agree that the trailer indicated a focus on the earlier conflict between the Klingons and the Federation that preceded their long tense, detente. Multiple Instagram posts promoting the show in Klingon also lent themselves to this interpretation. Translated from Klingon, the full dispatch read lights, or light the fire, which would seem to be Klingon motto, the Klingon motto or mission statement. And a CBS casting announcement revealed a number of Discovery's Klingon roles, which was posted in concert with the Instagram posts, which teased "We'll let you discover what light the fire really means." It's worth noting that the Discovery series will have no connection or continuity with the controversial recent fan film Prelude to Exenar, which is set during the same approximate time period, nor will it have any connection to the rebooted series of the Star Trek films that debuted in 2009, officially dubbed the Kelvin timeline, as Discovery and the rebooted films essentially exist in different universes. So that's something to kind of, wrap your head around too. All these different series and spin-offs of Star Trek, other than the original 4 series, are in different universes. It's just, I don't know. It just changes it a little bit for me. So Discovery, like all of the other Star Trek TV series and the Star Trek films made prior to the 2009 reboot, is set in the Prime universe. So that's something to note as well, that they're stating that it is set in the Prime universe, which is where the original series would have been. So they're kind of floating around with that as well, and they've also mentioned some main characters who could actually be killed off in this series. So it's interesting to note that while they're saying it's in the Prime universe, they're also calling all of the different Trek series in different universes. So not sure what that really means. But the protagonist of Discovery, these aren't your ordinary Starfleet heroes. When Discovery's first official promotional photo was released in May, it featured Michelle Yeoh as Captain Giorgio, the commander of the USS Shenzhou, standing alongside her prodigy Michael Burnham, played by the Walking Dead's Sonequa Martin Green. Beautiful lady, by the way. Discovery follows Burnham as she steps into the role of first officer on the series, the titular starship. So again, when they begin the series, it's going to begin on a different starship than you're going to be on. So it makes it the first series of the Star Trek franchise to have a main character who's not yet a ship captain, other than, unless you include Deep Space Nine, which, he wasn't a captain for the first several seasons as well. But as Burnham learns the qualities of leadership that will hopefully help her attain that role, she'll have to deal with plenty of conflicts that will be familiar to Star Trek fans, particularly between the Romulans, the Vulcans, and the war-eager Klingons. The series trailer shows us Captain Giorgio and Burnham discussing Burnham's possible promotion to First Officer of the Discovery, which sets her up to be our guide and primary witness to the intergalactic political turmoil of the world in which Discovery takes place. So one thing I'll say about Discovery is I believe that they're trying to potentially wrap in today's world issues, which is what Star Trek is known for. Courts of law around the world have actually used some Star Trek in their actual decision making. Star Trek is it allows you to be removed from a situation and see it from a different point of view, which is what makes it such a great series. Is for the human mind, kind of allows you to sometimes see your own flaws. So in a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, Martin Green clarified a number of points of confusion that arose following her character's introduction in the trailer. First, given her name, Michael, which is deliberately a man's name, though the character is female. And second, though she's not Vulcan herself, Entertainment Weekly reports that she is closely connected to the Vulcan culture and society as the first human to attend the Vulcan Learning Center as a child, and then the Vulcan Science Academy as a young woman. She has a close relationship with Sarek, who's played by James Fran in the series, the father of Spock. So the trailer also hints at Burnham's importance of the brokering of peace between the various alien races that clashed in the earlier Star Trek series, as Sarek tells Burnham great unifiers are few and far between. So he seems to think that Burnham could be such a unifier and her role bridging the cultures of Vulcans and humans is obviously a significant part of this series. So Discovery's cast features some unprecedented additions and signals a new approach to telling the story of the ship's crew. The full cast of Discovery includes a whole lot of Klingons, but there are several surprises on board the starship, starting with the captain's demoted importance. So Discovery's captain may not be the show's main character. He wasn't even introduced in the trailer, but given his role, he's still crucial to the Star Trek world. He's named Gabriel Lorca, played by Jason Isaacs from NBC's Awake, Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter films as well. Here's a first look photo of the captain sitting in the bridge chair and sporting the classic blue uniform of a Starfleet commanding officer. Discovery will also boast the first openly gay character in the franchise history, discounting the somewhat controversial outing of Lieutenant Sulu in the 2016 reboot film Star Trek Beyond. Anthony Rapp, best known to audiences as Mark from the original Broadway cast and subsequent film adaptation of the musical Rent, will play a science officer on the Discovery. The fungus expert, Lieutenant Stamets Rapp, who is openly gay, stated in an interview with Metro Weekly that he was honored to play the part and to be a part of a piece of work that's part of the cultural pantheon. Finally, there'll be a brand new alien on board. Veteran character actor Doug Jones will play the Discovery's alien science officer, Lieutenant Saru. Jones has described his character as a new breed of alien that you've never seen before on a series or in any of the movies. Among the returning characters from previous Star Trek series will be the aforementioned Vulcan leader Sarek, now played by James Frain, and the classic Trek character Harry Mudd, now played by The Office's Rainn Wilson. Wilson has described the script for the debut episode as really good. That's all he'll let go there. The full announced cast is quite extensive, so a breakdown of their various roles aboard their various vessels. The officers of Discovery, Shazad Latif, who's played by Penny Dreadful, will play Lieutenant Tyler, a Federation Starfleet officer. Rekha Sharma from the 100 will play Discovery Security Officer Commander Landry. Mary Wiseman, Longmire, will play Cadet Tilly, a final year Starfleet Academy trainee assigned to the ship. Terry Sapico from Army Wives will play a Starfleet officer named Admiral Anderson. Officers of the Shenzhou, Captain Giorgio's ship, is prominent in the first episode and may be a recurring presence over the series. So Malik Pankali from 30 Rock will play Dr. Nambu, the Shenzhou's chief medical officer. Sam Bartholomeusz will play Ensign Connor, a junior officer in Starfleet Academy. As for the Klingons, Chris Obi from American Gods will play a unity-seeking Klingon leader named Tukuvma. Kenneth Mitchell from Jericho will play commanding Klingon officer Call. Claire McConnell will play a Klingon politician named Dennis. And Mary Chifo will play a Klingon named Laurel. Damon Renian from Supernatural will play a Klingon leader named Ujili. So finalizing the look of Discovery itself may have contributed to the show's production delays, but fans are cautiously optimistic and obsessive about the results. After Fuller left his position as Discovery's showrunner in October 2016, the series suffered several setbacks and delays, and as new showrunners Harberts and Berg explained to Entertainment Weekly, once they came on, they had to wait for Martin Green to make her season finale exit on The Walking Dead so that she could join the show. But another aspect of the delays, according to Harberts and Berg, was the sheer care and detail that went into crafting Discovery's sets, props, and costumes to make the world of Star Trek feel real and lived in. Harbert cited the artistry and custom craftsmanship that go into every prop, every costume, every set, while Berg praised the show's visual detail. He said he's so proud of what's on screen, it's so beautiful, and it's taking world building to a whole new level. Fans of last year's San Diego Comic-Con got to judge that detail for themselves. A special preview of the Discovery shown at the convention featured the ship in one of the Star Trek's famous spaceship reveal flyover sequences. I actually wasn't really impressed with the design of the ship. I thought it was a hoax. I thought they were releasing a fake one. All in all, fans seem cautiously hopeful about the series and its looks, though some have criticized its changes to the original visual designs of characters and the starships, of course the Klingons, which I'd mentioned previously. On the one hand, this is par for the course with such a long-running beloved franchise, but on the other, with Discovery being the first Star Trek TV series to debut in more than 15 years, the franchise's future on television largely hinges on its success. Thus, it seems that not alienating an obsessively critical fan base and attempting to over-deliver on the final product is worth a delay or two. So, at any rate, come September, we'll get to judge the results for ourselves. So let me know if you guys are looking forward to this series as we are, and hopefully it actually releases in September as it's supposed to. So please like, subscribe, share this video, and thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.